I was talking to them beforehand, and I go, Gail, come on, what do you got? What do you got about your childhood, growing up? Maybe nobody knows. She was a photographer for Rolling Stone magazine. Pretty cool, right? She knows Mick Jagger and all those people, and so that was really cool. And then Val, believe it or not, is a championship fly fisherwoman. Caught 19 fish in one morning in Bozeman, Montana, so that's pretty cool. Now, another great little fact with them, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, they left Sotheby's, and their Sotheby's was started about 8 years ago as 160 agents. It's an absolute flagship Sotheby's in Sacramento, California. 2 years ago, they leave. They form a little branch office in El Dorado Hills. They have 15 agents. And I'm proud to tell you, last year, their second year, they outproduced 160 Sotheby's agents. Is that awesome? Complete rock stars. With 15 agents in their little branch office, now they told some of their friends, who told some of their friends, who told some of their friends. Now they have over 150 agents in their revenue share organization spanning many states. They're just two of the most beautiful human beings you'll ever meet. Help me welcome Gail and Val, everybody. Give them a hand. Woo! Woo! Get up out of your chairs, man. Give them some energy. Woo! And take notes.
Thank you for having us.
No.
It's so good to be here. I always wonder, why does Gene and James and Brent give me a second and third chance? So here goes. Nope. The thing I'm super excited about is I get to introduce my partner. We've been partners for 6 years, and not many people know her. Her name is Val Turner.
And you might be wondering why we're wearing these really dorky jackets. So I wanted to say it's because we are back in my college stomping grounds. I went to UH also in 2003 at the Manoa campus on Oahu. And so I told Gail, if you're dragging me to Hawaii, that I was going to make some really cool jackets for us to wear to sport. Turner Demarco, 2023.
And I'm a team player. That's the only reason I have this jacket on. Okay? So
we're going to talk to you just a little bit about what we've done, right? Just where our success has come from. And first we'll say we give glory to God. He is our absolute ultimate team leader.
Amen. Yeah. And this is a little bit like a football theme that we have, because it's football season, right? And when you think of it, we're all athletes. And when I look at my team, it doesn't have to be my immediate team. It could be my organization. We're going to the Super Bowl, without a doubt. So
that's right. So as Brent shared, thank you, Brent, for the very nice intro. Our little office is nothing fancy. It's 1,200 square feet at best on a good day. And it's in El Dorado Hills, California. And we were really blessed to be able to have the successes that we did last year. And you know what I keep telling everybody is what's going to define us is what we do this year, right? So Gail and I talk about something that's extremely important, and one of those things on here is our certifications. So for those of you who have not taken advantage of this opportunity that our company has created for us to get certified, I cannot stress enough how important that is for all of you guys this year.
And I will tell you, maybe, like, for me, I'm not going to ever do REO. I don't like dirty houses. I like big, fancy, rich houses.
Same.
So, but you may be recruiting somebody who does REO, right? I have a guy from Remax right now, and I'm like, we have a great REO program. So it's just knowing that. The best certification that I've done is but without a doubt, is the Success Coaching Certification. It has totally opened a whole new door for agent attraction for me. And I got to surround myself with people like Jarek Robbins and Eli Schlaw and the incredible, probably the best coach I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm only 29, so that's Randy Bird. Freaking love you, Randy. So take advantage of all the things EXP has to offer and do it.
Absolutely. And, we want to talk to you guys today about establishing a game plan. So make that number one item on your game plan when you guys leave is to go home, find out what you're not certified in, and get certified in it. But the bigger thing that I want to talk to you guys about is how do you establish your game plan? When we came to EXP 2 short years ago, not even, March 1st will be 2 years for Gail and I, we had a plan. Gail, what was our plan?
That I would never have to sell another freaking house. I was going to do agent attraction full time. That was the goal. And Then the market shifted. So what do we do when the market shifts, right? We run back to what's comfortable. We're like, maybe that's not going to work. But then we said, you know what? God's got a plan for us, and we're going to stay true, and we're going to stay in our lanes. So I can honestly say I am out of production.
Absolutely. Yeah. And here, every one of us in this room, we have 3 things we need to focus on, right? It's production, it's attraction, but I think the most important thing in 2023 for all of us is agent retention.
Absolutely. So when I look at this picture, you know, I will tell you I was my worst enemy, because the first 6 months that I had joined EXP, I didn't attract anybody, because I was looking at all these people like Mike Sherrard and Krista Mayshore and now Levi and Travis, the super good-looking guys on YouTube. And it's like, we thought we'd try that, but they look way better on YouTube than we do, right?
Oh, my gosh.
So we're just like, well, why would anybody want to join us? We're just grinders. We're just like, we sell houses.
So it's super important, really, guys. Everybody just take a deep look at yourself and think, and even ask yourself, what makes you attractive, right? Every single one of you guys in this room has an amazing gift, or you wouldn't be sitting in the chair that you're sitting in. Every single one of you guys has something that somebody else has either been attracted to or is attracted to.
And we're so lucky because we have Brent, and Brent puts on these incredible events in our area so we can brand them as our own. But this is an important thing for me, because they say you are absolutely a product of the 5 people you surround yourself with, right? And so for me, that's super important. And with EXP, they're not even in my organization. Like, I've got Jarek Robbins, incredible, incredible coach. I've got Pete Middleton, phenomenal guy, you know, and I'm not even in his organization. He pours into me like every week. You know, I've got Brent Gove. I've got Randy Bird. Randy, I love you. I mean, he's been a game changer, and it's so important. You know, and I've got Val Turner. She's somebody who lifts me up when I'm down.
That's right. And, you know, we always talk about mindset. And, you know, I have to relate to the presentation before ours. There was a lot of points. Gail and I were just sitting and saying, gosh, it's really cool to be, you know, we're rehearsing for our presentation the last couple of days.
No, she wasn't. She's been on the beach, swear to God.
It's very cool to see some similarities, right, in the culture and in the character beliefs and in the things that we all find that are extremely important. So mindset is huge. You got to really get your head in the game and surround yourself with the right people.
Absolutely. So building your dream team. Now, if you don't have a team and you're building an organization, I hope you're all here trying to build an organization. Isn't that why we're here, right? So that's your team. Your organization is your team.
That's right. And every good team, especially if you're having a team that's going to the Super Bowl, has a coach. Gail, want to talk to them about how much convincing I had to do to tell you that you actually were a born true coach?
You know what? It's one of those things, and again, I got to thank EXP for putting Success Coaching on, because I swear to God, when I was in that certification, I kept I was shrinking, because all these amazing people were so smart, and I'm like, I hope they don't realize I'm just in the wrong room right now. But I was in the right room, because those people, as long as you're vulnerable, it's like you become better. And it was, you know, I mean, I actually broke down and started crying, because it was my true calling. I just didn't have the tools for it.
And Gail and I kind of go back and forth on this, because we're running in 2 lanes, right? We have kind of divided ourselves in the way our team works for Gail to really focus heavily on agent attraction, while I've kind of taken over the production side of our team. And so while we both have coaching to do, it's very, very different. So we have a coach. Gail is now our team coach, and I've stepped into the quarterback position. So realistically, I've got to get that football to the other end of the field for every one of our agents, right? I have to make sure that we're closing deals. I have to make sure that there's a payday. And
I'm a quarterback for agent attraction, because for my avatar, we don't take new agents. We know exactly the type of agents we can serve. And not that new agents aren't welcome here at EXP, but we just don't have those resources. So we're after people that do $10 million and more. So that's a 6-month recruit. So it's very, very important that you're, like Brent always says, don't try to make a withdrawal unless you make a deposit, right? So we're always trying to deposit into these people.
That's right. And your offensive line is an extremely important part of your organization. Those are your productive agents, right? Some of you guys out here have incredible numbers and downline that far surpasses our 150. And hats off to you guys. Of those people, you guys have a percentage of them that are your productive agents. And that, my friends, in 2023 is where your focus needs to be. You need to help those people continue to be productive and help them close deals.
And I got to tell you, I'm super proud to see we have 29 FLQs. pays, right? So we have 29 of them, with an organization of 150, and to make $135,000 in 1 year for revenue share, that pays all of our office bills. That's pretty cool, right? So we're looking for cappers, and that's my job, is to help that FL. I kind of do what Drew does for Brent. Right.
That's right. And it doesn't take that much, guys. It's $3.2 million in volume for somebody to be a capper, for somebody to be a productive agent. And, when we look at the wide receiver, we were talking about this and having a little bit of fun.
Right.
It doesn't take anything flashy. It doesn't take anything extreme or extraordinary for you to help somebody become their best version of themselves. Right? And for me in production, it's just meeting them where they're at. Are they struggling with writing a contract? Are they struggling with getting an offer accepted? Are they struggling with learning how to negotiate with an experienced agent on the other side of that phone? And so that's where my flash, if you will, comes in. Right. It's just experience. It's just experience. It's confidence. When you look at agent attraction, a three-way phone call, that could be your flash. If you don't have anything fancy to offer them, get somebody in your organization or in your sponsorship line who does.
And Brent always says the enemy is the inner me. So, for the longest time, we all think, you may be one of those agents that you don't do production. There's a lot of you good ones out there. If you like calling strange agents, go for it. I don't. I like really working relationships. And at the end of the day, it's even making the relationships here. So
absolutely.
I'm not saying that's not a great way to go, because if you can build that way, great. But what do agents right now? People are freaking scared. They don't have any money. Okay, they're not closing deals. You guys may all have wondered, what am I doing here? Not me, you, or all of us, right? Because money's tight right now. So they want to close deals. My job and your job is to help them survive and not talk about revenue share and not talk about, even though like in 2 years I looked just before I got on stage, it's $104,000 in stock. That's pretty freaking good, right? Something I wouldn't have had. I will absolutely pull that out if I'm talking to somebody based on data.
And another really key player in your organization or your team is your running back, as we know. For those of you who are running a production team, and honestly, even if you don't have a team, you should have some leverage. So this is your TC, right? This would be the person who's going to help you out, making sure that you can keep your focus on the rest of those positions if you are playing all of these. Or even for your organization. If you're running a big organization, agent retention, you've got to have a good onboarding process. So you've got to have this running back. You've got to have a good support player. And if you don't have one, reach out. Reach out to other organizations. We have found some of the most amazing, talented people not in our own organization.
And last but not least, the tight end. That's super important. And our tight end is our old Remax manager. And he works with us now. And you may think, how can I afford all these people? We do not have one paid employee. Okay, so they get paid when we get paid. So, we give them part of our production or part of, we have a team manager who gets part of our revenue share.
Yep.
And if we don't succeed, then they don't succeed. So you may be playing all those parts. If you're one person to begin with, you may be playing 5 different roles, and that's fine.
Absolutely. If you guys have questions, we'll talk later after this presentation. We'd love to help you work on building your dream team.
So guys, this is one of the most important things. Know who you're calling. Know your recruit. Do you think when we go to a listing appointment, we don't know everything about that house, every freaking comp, everything that went pending?
And our competitors, who else is going to be interviewing for that listing?
So on my way here, I got a text message, and it was like, hey, so-and-so would like to meet with you and talk to you about EXP. I'm like, what? Again, we get these crazy phone calls. For those of you that are hiring ISAs and sending these text messages, it's super annoying, and it just makes us look bad. Val and I have worked really, really hard. Yeah. We've worked so hard trying to bring the reputation of EXP up in our tri-counties, and we have done that. So, just know who you're trying to recruit, because why are you recruiting them? You want to help them, right? So know them.
Absolutely. And, there's a lot of great tips that we're going to have to give you guys, but the number one is this: get into a groove with it, right? If you're going to do something, do it right. If you're going to do something, do it well. So first thing on here, as we already said it earlier, get a coach or become a coach. That's extremely key to your success.
And I just can't tell you how powerful. We've recruited 7 people with our coaching, just with coaching. So and that's just been in the last 2 months. So if you want to talk more about it, I know Jared Robbins is putting on a program for, I think, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. But definitely check that out.
Get an accountability partner. You know, I sat down 2 weeks ago with our production team. It wasn't many of us. It was just maybe 10 of us in the office that day. And we realized there's struggles, right? Your team has struggles. Your organization has struggles. Some of them are different. You've got people who are struggling with sphere of influence. They don't know what to say when they call somebody. You've got people who are struggling with social media. So break it down, get into your organization, know what the struggles are, and be a resource. Be a light to those people and help them hold themselves accountable. Maybe you just pair people up or you offer to be the accountability person for those people.
Yeah, and honestly, the schedule is everything. Everybody knows my door's shut, and I have a naked picture of either Burt Reynolds or Tom Selleck on it. Do not come in. I am prospecting, and that's the truth. My team is mostly guys, and that's the best way to make them run.
That's right. And I have 5 children under the age of 14. So my youngest is 3, my oldest is 14, so I got a toddler and a teen and a few in between. And I have to cram a whole lot into a 9 a.m. to a 2:15 schedule before I pick those kids up, and it's all hell breaks loose in my car. So we've had to really dedicate to our calendars. And so one thing for like agent attraction, for example, Randy Bird, you taught us this, by the way. How easy is it for you to just push something to the side if it's not on your calendar? So what Gail and I did was we put on our calendar, she did it 4 times a week, I did it 3 days out of the week. It was, the fire emoji, AA appointment, fire emoji. Until
Our entire team thought we were in Alcoholics Anonymous.
so we had to pivot a little bit and rename that one. But if it's not on your calendar, guys, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you've got to invite people to events. We're bringing I think we have 7 people coming to Cabo. You've got to bring people to events. And your event doesn't have to be big. I've just found our secret formula. I just put on a coaching event, and I had my coaching team because I was going to be gone this week. So I had 7 of them come. It was a 7-hour presentation. We did everything from our listing presentation to prospecting to role play. Then I invited 3 people from our downline and 5 agents from the other brokerages. Well, guess what happened? Those other people recruited for me, and they were blown away, with the kind of content we gave. So we got 2 recruits out of a class of 15. That was awesome. And what did it cost me? $163 with sourdough sandwiches.
And you're building culture. That's the other big thing this year, guys, and we're all going to say this, build a culture. It's super important. I took 25 of our team members, not even in my team, our organization, out for a hike around Folsom Lake for 3 hours. It was probably the best afternoon that we ever had.
I was against it. I was like, they should be in there prospecting. What the heck are you doing? Hiking?
Yes,
but
we were
at the
hiking.
End of the day, she had some really good conversations, and that was important.
We did.
Our last 3 team meetings, we did it on the lake with 7 boats, and we invited our entire organization, and we had a blast. So
That's right.
It's culture.
Absolutely. And Gail has put together some other types of events. I personally don't drink, but I know a lot of realtors do, and so we put on a cocktail for closers party once a month.
I make up for it, but I did not invent this. There's this great guy, Craig Lurch, and he's out of Jersey. He's my accountability partner. So when he calls me, I feel like it's the mafia. It's like, Demarco, how many you got? How many you got, Demarco? That's what he does to me. And then he gave me that. He gave me his graphic designer, and we do it, and our lender pays for it every month, free sushi and alcohol.
And bottom line, what do you host the events for? Why are we here? Why is everybody here on this, in this platform and in this amazing place in Maui? To connect with each other, right? To leave with new connections, to leave with new friends. And Gail and I might have different agendas. I'm not going to lie, I absolutely came here to hang out on the beach.
And she stressed me out. But at the end of the day, that's okay. We don't want the same agenda, right? My agenda is to come here intentionally, and I've talked to quite a few agents here. I'm going to have dinner with Tony from Tahoe. I'm going to be just connecting with people that I haven't seen. I come here so I can share with you and you can share with me. So that's super important.
Time to execute. It's not easy when you think of all of the things that you're learning here, but you just have to chunk it down and hit it one play at a time, you guys.
Absolutely. And, and don't be an imposter. In the beginning, I felt like I was an imposter when I first started taking listings about 8.5 years ago. I didn't feel like I knew, right? And just be authentic, be yourself. I felt like an imposter in the coaching certification because I was like, oh, shoot, these guys are like badasses. But the most important thing here is when Val says position your player for their success, not yours. Can you really help the people you're recruiting, or you just want another number? We rather have the best people. We want Navy SEALs. We want a Super Bowl team.
That's right, and you have to be unattached from the outcome. Reality is, you're going to be disappointed. Things aren't going to go how you plan for them to go. You're going to bring 7 people to Cabo, and only 6 are going to join. So, you just have to be unattached from the outcome, and don't let that slow down your vibe.
Yeah, and if you're one of those agents with your hands, out all the time, instead your hand up, how can I help you? Well, that's going to be really, really very transparent. So, and we're always willing to say no. No to listings that aren't a good fit. No to agents that are going to bring us down. We've actually turned away 12 EXP agents because we didn't feel that we could serve them. It had nothing to do with liking them. We didn't like the vibe. We have to keep a consistent vibe of people in our community. But I did refer them out to other people.
That's right. And if stuff doesn't work, you guys, call a huddle. We had to do this a couple of times already, and it's only the end of January. If something's not working, don't be afraid to change it.
What kind of coach are you? I know what kind I am. I'm a driver. I'm going to help you get through that door. I'm going to bring you through that tunnel and show you the light.
And me, I'm focused on vision right now. I know that a lot of people are struggling to figure out their way this year and what that's going to look like. Production's changed, their market's different, what have you. Really just take some time and dumb it down. Figure out what kind of coach are you and live by that.
And if you don't know, Eli Schlaw, he's in the room. He'll sit with you tomorrow morning. He's sitting with me at 7 a.m., and he's actually telling me who is my perfect avatar.
So we're going to leave you with 2 quick things. We know we're out of time, and out of respect for all the other speakers. If you're feeling defeated, if you came here, hoping to just leave with a nugget, we're going to leave you with 2 quick things.
So Brent, don't get pissed at me. Regine, don't get mad at me. They always say 100, but I have the attention span of a fly, so I only do 20 at a time. I chunk it down. And if I have 20 names, I know I can make 20 calls. Absolutely, because that's what I've always done for prospecting. It was 40. So find your silver lining.
Absolutely. The rain in California was pretty treacherous, but we certainly did not let that slow us down. We had agents saying, I can't hold open houses. This weather is horrible. I don't know what to do. We used every opportunity in that to call them and ask them if they needed a roofer or they needed somebody to come chop up the trees that fell in their yard.
And I took it one step further. I called every freaking agent I could, and I said, hey, do you have a roofer? My roofer's so busy. Hey, do you have a fence guy? I had more conversations with agents exchanging vendors. Use any opportunity to have a conversation.
Absolutely. Quick recap, and then we're out of here. Number 1, get an accountability partner for agent attraction.
Learn the model. You guys, so could you imagine you're at a listing appointment and they ask you a question, hold on, let me make a phone call. So it's like, and I used to do that because I didn't know the model of EXP. I'm like, let me find out. Know the model and be able to explain the benefits.
And get your calendar straight. If you guys don't have a straight calendar, you're going to struggle.
Decide what kind of coach you are.
And get certified.
And sell houses, because that's what we do, right? We freaking sell houses. Let's go. Woo! You're next. You can do it. Thank you so much.